already shared a little bit. But,
Yeah.
Wait, you said it was going to be on camera.
What?
You're not on camera, just me.
I can't even see you.
She's actually working on her master's degree. She's in graduate school for her library degree, library and information studies. So this is a class project for her.
Nice.
Right?
You know, like you guys do class projects?
The benefit is she's going to tell you about some good books, and then she's going to leave them behind, and we're going to draw for winners. She might get a book out of this. All right?
You know, to read over the spring break.
No.
Something to read.
You come in here and read all the time. Don't shake your head.
All right, guys, let me get started. I am Christine Clark. I am a media specialist at Tuckasegee Elementary. So it's the school right by the airport. So a little bit of a hike from here. My son does go to Bain Elementary. So I live close to here, but work further out there. So I work with kindergarten through fifth graders all day. It's a little bit of a-
in their meals?
It's about the same, right, guys?
It's about the same, right? Same reading levels? No, not at all.
I meant mental
Yeah, not
levels.
at all.
Mental
We're
levels.
not going to do Dr. Seuss books, right?
Yeah, no.
We could.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's my take.
Yeah. So for my young adult literature class, I have to do a book talk for teenagers. Your media specialist and I decided on the topic of dating violence, hence the roses are red, bruises are blue, and ways to avoid that, and then books about dating violence. It is a big problem, actually. The CDC states that roughly 1.5 million high school boys and girls admit to being physically injured or physically injuring another person while they're dating. So it is a big problem. It isn't not necessarily for y'all, but it is a big problem, and you might know somebody that has that problem, or knows somebody, you know, a friend or even a relative that's in that situation. So on your handout, there also are some resources. If you or you know somebody that needs a little bit of guidance, needs a little bit of help, or needs to tell somebody and kind of get out of the relationship. There's 3 different kinds of book talks you can do. The first is the first person, then a narrative, and then just reading excerpts from the books. And I'm going to kind of mix it up and do a little bit of each. On your handout, the book talks are in order on the left of the books that I'm going to just very briefly tell you just a little bit about them. And like she said, I'll leave them behind. So you guys, if they're not here, you'll get to win them. And you have a few of them in your library already. They're all popular books. The first one is going to be But I Love Him by Amanda Grace.
I think I read Bitter End.
Did you read Bitter End?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of them are good books. They're not. They're, you know,
I've never heard.
you've never heard of any of them? That's all right. Well, good. That's a good thing. So you'll get to hear of them. You'll get to hear of them. So,
I mean, it's
I don't think there's a movie about any of these. But there are a lot of Lifetime movies about teenage violence. So, But I Love Him. Hi, my name is Anne, and as I lie in pieces on the floor, 100 different things surround me. Shards of a destroyed wooden jewelry box, some cracked CDs, a few ripped books, a shredded picture of Connor and me. I think my insides must look like I do, all churned up and cracked and unrecognizable. All I feel is pain, one big wave of it crashing over me again and again. How did we get here? I wanted to be like I thought it would be when we met. Like I thought it was going to be the first time that I said those 3 words and realized I meant them. But people don't change because you want them to. The only one who changed was me. And I have to decide who I love more, me or Connor. So, just like Anne, Alex has fallen for a boy, and she has to choose who she loves more, herself or Alex, or the boy. So, Bitter End by Jennifer Brown. Let's do this one. I like tutoring, especially tutoring Zach. Zach was a great stress reliever, curvy jokes included. But I had a new kid to tutor. He's transferred over from Tyne Gate. Just needs some catching up to do, the coach said. He shook, put his hand out to shake. My name's Cole. And when I put my hand in his, it felt warm and strong and comfortable. He lowered his guitar into my lap carefully, winding the strap around my shoulders. then grabbed my hands with his and positioned them on the strings. I was so scared and exhilarated, I didn't know where one feeling stopped and the other. I was breathing in his scent and feeling the muscles of his arms around me, and suddenly I couldn't remember why I'd been so mad at him. But I was so embarrassed. I couldn't even imagine telling anyone these things. I looked stupid and gullible and needy, and I knew I wasn't any of those things. I knew it was more complicated than that, and nobody else was going to understand. When did my life turn into this? When did I started worrying about being happy for my best friend would make somebody else angry enough to hit me? So, that was Bitter End by Jennifer Brown. That you've read that one. It's a really good book. Nick understands what it's like to be that angry. This one is written in the male perspective of the man that is the girl. So, to his friends, popular and handsome, 16-year-old Nick Andreas has led a charmed life. But the guys in Nick's anger management class are different. So does his ex-girlfriend, Caitlin. Nick ends up being the victim of more than his father's anger, and he becomes angry himself. He only hit his girlfriend once. It's once too many times. That is Breathing Underwater by Alex Finn. This book has a very strong female character that fights back. So, I am Saza. Some call me arrogant, but I call it confidence. First thing first, I am 17. And I'm grown and have been for a long time. Amin only yoked me up once or twice. Okay, maybe he just slightly mushed me. But still, there are times when I did defend myself. I'm not weak, like my mother. I hadn't heard from Amin in 3 days, and I swear I could do nothing without crying. I swung on Amin like crazy, punched him, kicked him, lost control. I heard Courtney and Asasha say something about get off of her, get off of me or something. And then I felt Amin's fist slam to the side of my face and knock me off my bar stool. Just when I thought life had punished me enough, here came a new chapter to overcome. She fights back, but he does too. So this is Teenage Love Affair by Nina Simone. And if anyone knows about starting a new life and a new chapter in life, it's Clara. Clara runs. Her father takes her away from the situation because hers gets a little too extreme. Everything has changed, and everything would stay changed because that's what happens when fear gets in. Claire's relationship with Christian is intense from the start and nothing like she's ever experienced before. But what starts as devotion quickly becomes obsession. A little excerpt from this. Christian and I were the kind of couple people start thinking of as one person. We've all met that. Our names came together when anyone spoke about either of us. Christian and Clara, Christian and Clara, Christian and Clara. And the more he was afraid of losing me, the more paranoid he got, and the more he feared that I would leave him. And what a shame it was. It was also needless because I loved him. The only one who changed was Christian. Are you wearing that? I guess I am since I have it on. I can see your nipples. Take it off. It's hard to stand up for yourself when you're burning with shame. I've heard that people stay in bad situations because a relationship like that gets turned up by degrees. It is said that a frog will jump out of a pot of boiling water, but place him in a pot and turn it up a little at a time, and he'll stay till he's boiled to death. Us frogs understand. Her father takes her away to work because he gets too intense. Last one. It's not always the boyfriend that's the abuser. Sometimes it is the girl. Shattered by Sarah Harvey. I am March. That's her name. I have a perfect life. Beauty, popularity, a great job, a loving family, hot boyfriend. But it was close to midnight when I went to a party. It was at Bingham's place. I had to work late. I slipped in the side gate and onto the back deck where the hot tub is. Tyler loves the hot tub. So do I, so I pulled the dress off my head, kicked off my flip-flops, and stepped into the light. And that's when I saw a slutty 10th grader named Carla writhing on my boyfriend's lap in the hot tub. She was naked, so was he. I felt strong and angry, angrier than I'd ever been. His bare, wet chest collided with my palms, and I shoved him hard. "Timber!" I yelled as he fell backwards. I knelt down to make sure that he had a pulse, and I stood up, put my dress on, my flip-flops on, and I used my cell to call for an ambulance. I didn't give my name, and I didn't wait for the ambulance to come. I turned the key in the ignition and drove off as I heard the siren, and then the ambulance passed me, its lights burning my eyes from my tears. Does he wake up? So guys, that is the book talk of Roses Are Red. Did you get one? Roses Are Blue. The additional resources are right here. If you know anybody or you yourself are in a situation like this, you do have books in your library that are very similar to the same characters. These books will be giving away. You sign your name and put them in. We're going to draw. I don't need them, so we'll give them away to you guys once I've done my book talks. That's about it. There's additional books. I hope you guys like your book talk and enjoyed it. Thank you. If a few of you, not everybody has to do it, but if you'll fill out a little review just so I can turn it into my professor. And thanks for
Well, you should
Oh,
now.
I ride that nicely.
perfect timing.
If you three that
Thanks, guys. Thanks for